It is the final exhibition series game for the Melbourne Ducks before their full induction into the A-Dub for season 2025-2026. And today they are going up against the Sydney Sirens in Game 2 of their finals weekend exhibition series. Hello and welcome to the O'Brien Icehouse. Michael Pepicelli here in commentary with you on AWIHL TV. And of course you can catch us on YouTube. But before we get into Game 2, let's have a look at some of the highlights from Game 1.
Harrington now whistling, takes the blue line, just fires one on goal. Standing behind Davis Tope. Cameron holds on to it. He's pressured by Borg, and Newmark has it in the corner. Spins and turns. Now looks up to the blue line. The Sirens keep it in. Now Newmark with a big slap shot. The corner. Strong, and he plays it in front. Bikini fires. That goes wide to the left-hand side. The Ducks, they can go forward as a 3-on-1. Harrington now takes the blue line. Just tries to get a shot to Davis Tope, pokes at it. Edney now has it at the blue line. Edney just fires a wrist shot towards Davis Tope and scores! Sarah Edney fires it towards the net. That's cut off. Bikini's there. Now Horvat for the Sirens. Bikini's there. Gets another shot. The blue line. Harrington now fires one towards Wellard. It's in the blue. Payne and Mendham digging away at it.
There we have it. The pre-game ceremonial puck drop was won by Sarah Edney, the Sydney Sirens captain. And there we had the national anthem there, which was beautifully done. So, as I mentioned, it is Game 2 of this final exhibition series for the 24-25 season for the Ducks. Yet to win a game so far in this exhibition series. But they've gotten close a couple of times, including yesterday. It was just a 4-3 win for the Sirens. Sarah Edney, as per usual, the star with the 2 goals. They got him on the power play a couple of times too, the Sirens. They were 2 for 4 with the extra, while the Ducks were able to score 1 on the power play. They were 1 for 4 on the power play. They did tie the game up at 3-3, the Ducks, but the Sirens just that little bit too good in the end. The Sirens, of course, finishing on the bottom of the AWIHL regular season table. Wasn't the best season, but they weren't all that far behind Brisbane, who shocked everyone by getting into the grand final yesterday with a fantastic victory over the Adelaide Rush. Of course, the big focus is going to be on the Ducks and whether they can get a win in their final exhibition game before the real stuff starts for them next season. What is impressive, though, is there's a fairly decent smattering of Melbourne Ducks fans in attendance today, which goes to show that the club has already made a bit of an imprint here in Melbourne, which is great to see. The Ducks going to be going with Eleanor Watson in goal. She is the 3rd goaltender on the depth chart. Hasn't featured yet this season. As we do get underway, the Sirens are going to be going with Ella Lakari in the net. And it's the Ducks making tracks early. Beautiful centering pass. Sets up Parrington, who scored a goal yesterday. The experienced captain of this Ducks lineup. And they're looking to play aggressively, the Ducks. They're not going to die wondering in their final game before the real stuff starts later on this year. We'll call it about 7 months from now, maybe 8. Here's Herring for the Sirens, 18-year-old. has played in the Czech Republic. And here come the Ducks once again. Over the blue line goes Johnson. Paige Cameron involved as well. Newmark able to get it out of the zone, but the Ducks are straight back in. This is Meisner, one of their young stars, so they're looking to build with the Ducks. A sneaky little shot was dealt with by Lakari, and we get our first stoppage of the game. Nice save there by Lakari. She's been busy early on. As the Ducks look to attack, they've been heavily outshot in every game they've played so far in this exhibition series. They were outshot 40-20 yesterday, so a big disparity. However, they have proven reasonably adept at scoring goals despite the low shots on goal numbers. As Borg had it poked away from her, the Sirens will reset. Caruso involved. Over the blue line for Sydney. McKowen applying the forecheck, but she might get another go at it here. Ryland to mop things up. Had a little miscue, but had time. Brian Johnson. Confronted immediately by 3 or 4 Sirens. And we'll do it all over again with Ryland. Here's Hope Newman. Takes it over the blue line, fires it in on goal. Easily saved there by Lakari, who's had a good season in the net for the Sirens. Both tenders, really, for Sydney have had good seasons. Dangerous shot as Watson is tested for the first time. We'll get Lakari's numbers for you. 87.6% saves made this season, which is actually good for 5th in the comp. As they get a rebound opportunity, the Sirens, Watson, and the scrambling defence of the Ducks able to put an end to that. That'll be icing, but the main danger dealt with from a Ducks perspective. Watson having to show off her reflexes there. Did a great job of it in the end. 3 shots to 2 Sydney's way in the first 3 minutes. Herring fired it wide. Cashin met solidly against the boards. Now Jackwitz arrives on the scene to help out. Stolen from her though. Edney, here she is, the superstar. One of the best in the competition and in this country. Decides just to circle the net. Biding her time. Trying to find a gap in the defence of the Ducks. Had a bit too much on that pass for Dowell. So she'll have to go all the way back and get it. With a little help from her goalkeeper. Now just 17 years old, getting some great experience playing on finals weekend for the Sirens. Of course, the Sirens usually no stranger to finals weekend, but it's been a couple of years without postseason action now. Something that I'm sure the Sirens will be looking to rectify ASAP. This is Newman, wide of the mark. Recovered by Cameron. Former Melbourne Ice player herself. Parrington with the rebound. The golden opportunity for the Ducks. And it's a goal coming off the stick of Ebony Rama. Third goal of the season for Ebony Rama. They were able to put Lakari in an uncomfortable position, having to make multiple saves in short succession. And eventually on the third go, they were able to get it where they wanted it. Ebony Rama looms as a building block for this Melbourne Ducks roster. Of course, we expect the roster will change between now and next A-Dub season when they will be playing officially, but this is the bones of their roster at the moment, led ably by Lucy Parrington, the captain. Alternate captains in Hope Newman and also Georgia Carson. Carson has so much experience as an ex-Ice player, as does her sister Janelle, who's one of the goalkeepers for this Duck side, not out there today. Ebony Brunt takes it over the blue line, but that'll be called back for offside. A little bit overzealous on that occasion was Roberts. Of course, a big thanks to all our partners and sponsors over the course of this season. It all comes to an end today. It's been a great season, the biggest and quite possibly the best in A-Dub history. This competition just grows exponentially each and every season. Of course, having every game live streamed and covered by Sportscast Australia is great for the competition. And we're thankful to all our Sportscast crew here behind the scenes today, bringing all the action to life. As McKowen trying to find an opening. There's Newmark. Dangerous cutback pass. And Watson initially caught unawares, but able to trap it. Stephanie Newmark, one of the guns in this Sydney Sirens lineup alongside Sarah Edney. The two of them have a great connection, have played a lot of hockey together over the years. And they seem to have this unspoken connection where they know where the others are going to be at any given time. Of course, that's the sort of synergy the Ducks are trying to develop throughout this exhibition series this season. Parrington, who really has led from the front. Centering pass is blocked. She'll go again, but Herring able to get in the way. Edney now. We know what she's capable of. Parrington, the first timer, is deflected by Lakari, and the Sirens will get out of danger. Watson getting a touch on that for Cameron. Deciding to take on the forecheck here of Pekini. Got through that relatively unscathed. Carson passes off the mark, and Dow's there to recover. Badawi, one of the alternate captains for the Sirens, puts the move on. She's taking it over the blue line. Wants to go all the way, Anna Badawi, but forced wide in the end. Defensively by Gallagher. And talk about rising stars in this sport, in this country. Neve Gallagher right up there, as is Justine Krulak. The Ducks are building primarily with youth. They've got some experience on the fringes, but youth is going to be the name of the game for the Ducks. And I guess in a talent hotbed like Melbourne, when you're competing with the Ice, going with youth, maybe not a bad option. Brunt has it poked away by Parrington, who in turn has it poked away by Schmitz. Game being played in the Sirens attacking third at the moment. One of the Ducks able to eventually get it out of there, but it's coming straight back with icing. Only goal of the game has gone the Ducks' way thanks to Ebony Rama. 6 shots on goal to 4 for the Ducks. Playing against a Sydney Sirens team that finished bottom of the table in the regular season as Watson makes a save. But there's plenty of talent on this Sirens roster as the shot comes from Borg off the mark. Well saved in the end. Watson being kept busy in the last minute or two. Taken over the blue line once again by Borg, who's putting in a big shift. Cameron working defensively. McKoney's right there, though, looking for the cutback. Wasn't there. Now Newmark's going to give it a go. Gives off the pass instead after faking the shot. They're right in the slot here as Borg fires. And Watson getting down on her side to make repeated saves. See on the Skaters Network and Bauer replay just the effort that Heather Watson had to go to make that save. Well, more than one save. And as the Ducks look to exit their zone and get something moving offensively, that'll be cut off by Edney. Fires the pass in, too strong for Bikini. Now Horvath, back to Edney. They like to get it on her stick to create Sarah Edney. They famously like to let her cook, as they say. Johnson trapped in the corner against Edney. Mendham. Sirens generating plenty of offensive action at the minute, and the Ducks forced to, I guess, absorb the pressure. Now a chance offensively. Meisner pushed off it nicely and legally, most importantly, by Caruso. Back into attack the Ducks, but the Sirens have things locked up. Edney just masterful control of the puck. Tries to wrap it around the boards. No one on the end of it. Knocked away for the Ducks. Schmitz, clever pass over the blue line. Sets up Badawi. Defense is good though from the Ducks. Unable to clear the area, so they're still in trouble. Brunt. Badawi able to trap the puck nicely. Looking for a cutback pass. Got it, but well saved in the end by Watson off the stick of Brunt. Working hard here is Wilkinson to try and generate some forward momentum for the Ducks. Does that through centre ice, then loses control. Herring looking to go the other way. Weaves in and out of traffic. Got around Cameron. Gets around a second. Now Cameron, the recovery was terrific. And Cameron's not looking to stop there. Takes it over the red line. Now over the blue line. Cuts in board. Well done, Dowell. Got the poke check in there right at the crucial moment, and that's created an opportunity in transition for Ebony Brunt. Well done on the back check, though, by Carson. That's Georgia Janelle not in goal today. It's Heather Watson in the net. We've got Ella Licari in net for the Sirens as we get our first penalty of the game. Over the halfway mark of this opening period, it's going to be Paige Cameron heading to the box for two. And that'll give the Sirens an opportunity of the power play, an area in which they did excel throughout the regular season. They went at 26.3%, which was actually the best in the league. So despite their lowly finish on the table, the Sirens, they did excel when they had the extra. And that's largely because of this player in Edney. To Newmark, tries to angle it in, but it's wide. Edney will keep it alive. Great hustle. Cross-ice pass is dangerous. Newmark again. Saved by Watson initially. And deflected away by the scrambling defence of the Ducks once again. Parrington and Johnson, not to mention Neve Gallagher, can all take a bow. Heather Watson made a fantastic save. Now potentially in a little bit of trouble here. The Sirens, Licari had to get a little bit creative. Edney, so much weight behind those passes. Pekini, looks like she's playing a different game at times. Sarah Edney, well, that time she has it taken away from her. Harrington retreats into pressure, and the Sirens force the turnover. Pekini, Brunt first timer, takes a deflection. McKoney couldn't quite direct it past Watson. And the Ducks live to fight another day. 50 seconds remain in the power play. McKoney once again, one of the most experienced players in the comp. Brunt has it taken away, and Newman just pushes it forward as far as she can. Roberts there to recover. Over centre ice, over the blue line. Nice stick work there from Roberts. On the angle, Watson, easy pickings. They'll go again though, the Sirens. 20 seconds left with the extra for them. Lakari will feed Roberts. Pass cut off by Carson, who puts it into the attacking zone. Ebony Brunt getting all the way back to chase it up. In fact, might have been Caruso, it was. Power play over, so a successful kill for the Ducks. And you can just see this team growing in confidence with every game it plays. It's been one of the great experiences as part of this A-Dub season to see the Ducks in action and see them grow in confidence as Roberts has it taken away from her. Looked promising there for a moment from a Sydney perspective. I guess for the Sirens, one of the main, goals of this series is maybe you can expose some younger players to this environment. I think of someone like Diamantina Dow, Annika Schmidt's another, Jess Borg. Here, speaking of Borg, finds it right into Johnson, who'll recover. Sirens lead the shots on goal count 11-7, but the Ducks with the only goal, thanks to Ebony Rammer, if you've joined us late. Watson playing a terrific game in net as she gloves this and decides to play it out instead of playing for the draw. Newman will be chasing this down, but Arps is there. Newmark receives the pass, but the shot is gloved by Heather Watson. Having an outstanding game so far as the goalkeeper for the Ducks. .5:42 to go, opening period. Ducks take possession from the draw. Forecheck is good from Sydney. Bikini right in amongst it. So too Edney. And she'll come and take over this puck. Elevates it unintentionally. Horvath is there as well. Looking to provide some help to her skipper. Here's Edney again. Back to the point for Dow. Elevates it once again. Took a deflection on the way through. Edney couldn't turn it in though. Had Watson beaten, but also had the net beaten. Taken now by Jackwitz. Too much on the pass for Cashin. They get it out of the zone anyway, the Ducks. But it's straight back in off the stick of Bikini. Gallagher. Tries to bank the pass to Jackwitz. Does that with reasonable success. Although it's taken away from her in the end by Badawi. Cashin again. Looking for, but not quite finding Yates. Well done though by the Ducks. They generate a shot at goal, but it's straight at Lakari. Well, they've been able to turn the territory battle in their favour, at least momentarily, the Ducks. Massive day of hockey here at O'Brien Icehouse, and you can catch all the action on AWIHL.tv, powered by Sportscast Australia, and you can catch us on YouTube. You can watch us anywhere from within the country or even abroad, as I know so many people do watch us abroad. Great to have your company wherever you may be watching and at whatever time you may be watching. Of course, this exhibition series match, the precursor to the third place game, which will be played between the Adelaide Rush and the Perth Inferno, who finished 1 and 2 on the table. And then the grand final to come between the Melbourne Ice and Brisbane Lightning after 2 upsets in the semi-finals yesterday. The Sirens keeping it in their offensive zone. This is where the Ducks have struggled at times throughout the season. just to get it out of their zone and maintain possession and also territory. Parrington with an opportunity to do that here from the angle. That's gloved nicely by Lakari. Draw in duck territory. Taken immediately by Newmark. Gets it into the neutral zone. Ball couldn't control it. Doing a really good job of that was Newman. And the Ducks will recycle possession. Taken away from Mendham. Arps did well, but then turned it back over straight to Mendham. Newmark able to get the stick in and poke it away. Now sending it into the offensive zone. Johnson's got some work to do here. Gets around a couple of Sirens. Well done, McKowen. Used her body well. Here's Stringer. Wraps it around the boards. I guess achieved the intended goal of getting it out of the zone, and a lazy back pass taken by Newman. Well defended in the end, though, by the Sirens, getting back in numbers on the back check. Yates will have another go at it. Mendham's in there as well. So too Newman. Dangerous pass. But it's well defended by Island Kenyon. Here's Meisner. Keeps it alive. Mendham gets around a couple of Sirens, then taken to ground. No whistle. Jackwitz. We'll get another go at it here. Now into the offensive zone. Alita Jackwitz tried to take them all on. Weight of numbers eventually won the day. And Herring emerges with the puck. Looking to take it from one defensive zone to the offensive zone. That comes to an end, though. Horvath now sending it behind the goal with 90 seconds to go in the period. Ducks lead at 1-0 thanks to Ebony Rammer. Here's an opportunity in transition for the Ducks. Crawley, brilliant move, the dig, terrific. But well done in the end, Lakari, just a little bit too heavy on the touch. Allowed Lakari to get herself into the play and disrupt things. And Cashin will take it back into the zone, but that'll be short-lived. Bikini gets it out of there. Carson gets it on goal, but easy enough for Lakari to deal with. Bikini over the blue line. All Ducks there, though. Gallagher involved. So too Carson. And that'll be called icing. Carson well behind the red line when she pushed that puck forward. .4 seconds remain in the opening period. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. AWIHL.tv, powered by Sportscast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Massive triple header ahead. This is the first game and the first period of it all. Yates tried to bank the pass, but it was stolen in the end. Maybe a late chance here for the Sirens. Cross ice pass. Schmitz couldn't get her stick onto it. Parrington now weaving and dodging through the traffic. Cameron forced backwards by Schmitz. Trying to kill out the clock here are the Ducks. 5 seconds to go. Yates, Brunt intercepts. Not out of trouble, but now they are the Ducks. As we come to an end here in the first period of this final exhibition series match of the 24-25 season. It's the Ducks leading the Sirens 1-0. Sydney leading the shots on goal count 13-11. But all thanks to Ebony Rammer, who has the only goal of the game. It's the Ducks leading as we go to a break.
We can do better than this, right? Wouldn't you rather be at Archie Brothers, sipping on a cocktail, while owning your friends on the Dodgems? Or drinking one of these winning one of those, or those, and coming in first. Ugh. How about eating this, zapping that, and dancing the night away? Join us at Archie Brothers for the fun we'd all rather be having.
Be entertained at the District Docklands.
With over 30 food and dining options, 15 entertainment choices, and international brand shopping, there's enough to keep you entertained for hours.
Explore the outdoor undercover precinct and experience everything the district has to offer.
Like carving up the ice at O'Brien Icehouse, arcade fun at Archie Brothers, or catch a movie at the state-of-the-art Hoyt Cinemas.
Eat, play, stay, shop at the district. Find out more at thedistrictdocklands.com.au.
Nestled in Docklands, O'Brien Icehouse is the coolest destination to show off your moves. Families, friends and groups of all ages can enjoy the perfect day out with our public skating sessions running daily. We'll see you on the ice. O'Brien Icehouse.
Welcome back to the O'Brien Icehouse in Docklands, Melbourne, where it is the final game of the exhibition series for the 2024-25 season for the Melbourne Ducks. They are currently leading the Sirens 1-0 as we take a look at some of the highlights from that opening period. There were plenty of shots on goal, 13 for the Sirens, 11 for the Ducks, and well, that's the only goal of the game so far. Thanks to Ebony Rammer, they were able to force a bit of a scramble in front of Lakari, the Sydney goalkeeper. And Ebony Rammer got on the end of it for her third goal of the season. Heather Watson also made a number of... I keep saying Heather. Eleanor Watson, I should say, also made a number of fantastic saves. So, a great sign for the Ducks as we're just about ready to go for the second period. Ducks looking for their first win of this exhibition series and looking to generate a little bit of momentum heading into their official induction into the A-Dub a season from now. Parrington. Apologies to Eleanor Watson, I've been calling her Heather all this time. Here are the Ducks in their attacking zone early on. Having a hell of a game in goal is Watson. Arps takes it over the blue line. And there is Watson, right on cue, making a comfortable save. I hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you may be watching on AWIHL.tv, which is powered by Sportscast Australia. And the people at Sportscast Australia have done a fantastic job of covering every game this season in the AWIHL. Comes to its conclusion today. Biggest and quite possibly best season yet of the comp. Here's Pekini. Behind the goals, Edney taps it to herself. Stolen though by Mendham. Both players lost it there for a moment. Arps was able to find it. And was that Roberts? It was Roberts. Now we have icing. Almost an opportunity there for Meisner. And they will have a chance here, the Ducks, from this face-off. Caruso. Still inside defensive zone here, the Sirens. Pekini trying to get it out of there. Stringer has other ideas, though. Arriving on the scene is Cashin. Caruso right there with her. Cashin used the body well, but Edney showing off her skills now. Gets it out of the area. Johnson recovers. Edney taken to ground after making an excellent defensive play. And I think if you're a Ducks fan, you're probably happy about that, because that could have been danger. Here's Newmark. 13 assists on the season for Stephanie Newmark, one of the best in the comp in that regard. 17 total points as she shoots, and Watson makes the save, but she can't get the rebound. McKowen is the goal scorer for the Sirens. Excellent initial save by Watson on the Newmark pass, but just didn't have enough support. in terms of defenders coming to assist on the rebound, and McKowen was there all on her own to take advantage. As the Ducks move it straight into the offensive zone from the resulting draw. Borg, Parrington getting involved, but it's Sydney that come away with it. Newmark. Fired in by Dowell. Watson's got work to do. Dowell once again at the point. Well wide. Herink at the other point. Meisner's in there. Trying to release the puck. Cameron as well. Parrington now. Lost control. Newmark. Loves to set things up in this part of the rink. Bang pass to McKowen is a good one. Bounces off Watson though, the shot. And the Ducks out of immediate danger. Parrington. They've got a 3-on-2 here opportunity, the Ducks. Initial touch from Yates, a little bit too heavy, allowed Herink to come in and save the day for the Sirens. So that might prove to be momentary. Newman locked up against the boards with Newmark. The latter did well. That'll be icing. Coming all the way back to the Ducks' offensive zone. 3 minutes 40 seconds into the second period. Sydney leading the shots on goal count 16-11. Gallagher. Lost control of it. Dangerous pass. Meisner's going to get to it first. Youngster Joanna Meisner, just 16 years old, has represented Australia at the under-18 level. As Newmark comes away with it. Talk about representing Australia. Stephanie Newmark has done so with aplomb on a number of occasions. Brunt. Gallagher, though, able to relieve the pressure for the Ducks. And they're looking to turn defence into attack. Newman involved. Weaving in and out of traffic. Meisner with the shot, but straight at Lakari. Ella Lakari. The GAA doesn't look great for her, 4.25 on the season, but 876 save percentage has been mighty impressive. Good for 5th in the league. Her fellow goaltender Naoka Wellard sitting 3rd in that category, not playing today. Kenyon trying to find Schmitz. Ducks have done well here to keep it in their zone. Losing control of it in the end, though, was Wilkinson. Johnson to reset. Under immense pressure from Schmitz. Her forecheck has been terrific today. That's what she does best, clearly on the ice. Brunt. But Dowie was already over the zone, offside. Edney and Parrington, the two captains to contest the draw. And Parrington did really well to even it up, but Bikini able to get her stick in and push it away. Forced to defend here at the moment, the Ducks. Nice pass by Rama. Yates missed the mark. Parrington right up against the boards. Left it for Cameron. That was well played between the two experienced players. Into the slot. Rama couldn't get onto it. Carson will, though. Lakari able to turn it away. Not dead, though, yet. Here the Ducks. Parrington. Bikini. This is Rama, the only goal scorer so far for the Ducks. McKowen has scored for Sydney in this period. And here comes danger for the Ducks. Edney one-on-one with Watson. Misses wide. Edney again had a little fumble. Might get a third go at it, although Borg decided to take control. Parrington used the body well on Caruso. Still alive for the Sirens. Caruso did well to keep it in the zone. Parrington just trying anything she can to get it out of there. Yates likewise. But now coming away with it is Mendham. Was it Cameron? It was Cameron, and that's going to be brought back for icing. And that's the last place you want to be as a goalkeeper, with Sarah Edney bearing down on you. Luckily for Eleanor Watson, the shot was wide. Dowell at the point, puts it into a dangerous spot. Borg got a stick on it, couldn't do much more than that. Cameron taken to ground by Newmark. Little block, it not effective. Watson forced to work hard, and somehow she kept it out. Great work, Eleanor Watson. Keeps it a 1-1 game. And now the Ducks can get moving in transition. Ryland takes it over the blue line, cuts in board. Great save, Lakari. That shot had some venom behind it. Ryland will go again. Looking for the pass to Mendham, couldn't quite hit her. Now McConey. It's a 2-on-2, has Newmark for assistance. The angled shot is saved by Watson. End-to-end hockey at the minute as the Ducks go again. Mendham. Nice slot, lost control. Stringer feeds it through to Mendham once again. Newman taken to ground, and that'll be a penalty against Island Kenyon. She'll be heading to the box for 2, and the Ducks will have an opportunity on the power play. It's an area in which they've struggled over the course of this exhibition series, just 2 for 34 on the season. Sydney, though, were the worst team in the regular season when it came to the kill. Ranked 5th, 77.6%. So a chance for both these sides to work on what has been one of their weaknesses over the course of the season. Johnson feeds the pass through to Meisner, looking to take them all on. Forced to retreat though. Well done defensively, Roberts. Bit more of a measured approach now. Newman. Gallagher in the corner. Ducks maintaining control. Gallagher just out of her reach. And Edney able to escape the zone. Gallagher met solidly by Edney. Newman. Ups to recover for the Sirens. Bikini trying to get it to Edney. Johnson did well though to get in the road. Little miscue. Watson's going to have to turn this away. Good assertive goalkeeping by Eleanor Watson. 48 seconds left in the power play. It's being played in Sydney's offensive zone at the moment. They are aggressive on this kill. Brunt right up against the corner. 2 Ducks right there with it. And Johnson able to pull it away, but we get a whistle. That's going to be Paige Cameron heading to the box. So it'll be 4-on-4 for 31 seconds. And the Sirens will have the extra for 1:29. Ducks have fared reasonably well on the kill. 80% throughout their 7 games thus far. Newmark Looking for another assist, but Badawi couldn't control that pass. Badawi's second effort is good. Locked up though. And well dealt with by the Ducks, but they just can't seem to get out of their defensive zone at the minute. Parrington trying to change that. Couldn't quite. Now she does. Herring. Now the Sirens have the power play. You can hear the calls. Power play, power play. So they're getting into position to try and execute maybe a set play. The Sirens have been good on those this season. Herring from range and gets it to go. Might have taken a deflection on the way through, but it got past Watson. So it was Herring who fired from range, and it might have taken a touch off Badawi in the slot. But it was angled past Watson just perfectly. And the Sirens take the lead. So that goal is officially credited to Anna Badawi. Herring given the first assist. The Sirens just starting to assert a bit of authority in this second period. We've just ticked over the halfway mark of the period. Watson forced to go to ground. That'll be whistled back. Had a good game, Watson. He's been under immense pressure at different times. Gallagher, beaten to it by Badawi. Gallagher goes again. Taken by Roberts. Wraps it around, looking for Schmitz. Might have a bit too much on it though, and here's an opportunity, but the pass a little bit too far out in front of Carson. And as a result, we'll get icing. You get the sense the Ducks just aren't far from putting it all together. Just a couple of missed opportunities, or missed half opportunities even, that have prevented them from potentially generating some scoring opportunities. Like that pass that just goes a little bit too far out in front of Carson. Could have turned into something. Struggling to get it out of their defensive zone. Eventually they do, but it's all Sydney. Brunt pushing it back in her team's direction. Now taking it over the blue line herself. Looking to dodge through the traffic. Watson at the last minute got her stick to it. Herring leaves it this time for Badawi after the deflection. Schmitz met solidly by Ryland. Schmitz again. Needs support in the slot. Gets it from McKowen. Caruso couldn't get a shot on goal away, and now the Ducks have a chance in transition, but well done, Herring. Did brilliantly, and now she's got the 3-on-1, with the one being the keeper. And this time, Herring gets the goal. 3-1 Sydney. As you can see on the replay, it all started with Herring's brilliant defensive effort, then took it all the way herself. Probably didn't get as much of the puck as she would have liked on the shot, but it was effective nonetheless. And the Sirens starting to pull away. One of the Ducks got in response. dominated parts of that opening period, the Ducks, but it really has been all Sydney in period number 2. Herring again, he's having a bit of a purple patch. McKowen scored the first goal for the Sirens. Borg looking on the 45 for the passing option. McKowen takes it over the line. Newmark left it for Borg. Easily dealt with by Watson. Newmark again. Lethal in the offensive zone is Newmark. Chance now. Taken over the blue line. Cameron had it pushed away from her. Chance for Yates. We'll get to this loose puck first. Well blocked in the end. And the Sirens are out of danger. Here's Borg. Ducks have done well to get back on the back check. Cameron is now looking to turn it into something offensive. She'll come off for a spell. Bikini through centre ice. Cameron's got to be good here. That was Johnson, in fact. Edney up to meet her, but Johnson is the one who has the puck at her stick. Gets around the initial wave of Sydney pressure. Now over the blue line. Cashin. Stolen though by Edney. She might be looking to go all the way here. Instead, lays it off. Off the board for Bikini. Carson did well. Stringer in there as well. Johnson. Off the boards. This is Arps. Has Edney. Back to Arps. Got through the thicket of bodies. No damage done. Watson has to go to work here. Did that. Looking for the wraparound Bikini momentarily. Now Parrington. Wilkinson's in there. Johnson. Can't find her target. Edney into the slot, but Schmitz couldn't get onto the end of it. This is Arps. They've doubled them in the shot on goal tally. 26-13, the Sirens. That count much more even in period number 1. Johnson uses the boards to her advantage. Taken now by Meisner. Newman. They just can't get it out of their zone, and it's giving Sydney repeat opportunities. McKowen angles in, and it's somehow tapped in. Badawi off the rebound. Watson just couldn't deal with the rebound quickly enough. And that's the second for Anna Badawi as the Sirens take a commanding 4-1 lead. Starting to put the foot down now, the Sirens. 4:14 remains for the second intermission. All 4 of the Sirens' goals have come in this period. Gallagher looking to inject some speed. Ducks struggling to maintain possession. Here's a chance here with Carson. Roberts able to disrupt her forward movement. Shot comes from Mendham. Not much power behind it though, and Lakari, comfortable save. Both sides use this opportunity to change lines. Ebony Rammer scored the first goal of the game for the Ducks. Since then, the Sirens have piled on 4, all of which have come in the second period. Dow looking for Horvath. We'll see if the Ducks can maybe keep it inside their attacking zone for a period of time. Not this time. Herring doing well, is having a big period. Pekini. That'll be Tara Yates heading to the box. So they've got to get on the kill once again, the Ducks. And Sydney can once again put their set plays to good use in this power play situation. Big thank you to everyone who supports the AWIHL as we get a goalkeeper change for the Ducks. Eleanor Watson coming off to be replaced by Janelle Carson. Made a blazing start to the game, Watson, but has struggled a little bit more in period number 2. And that'll lead head coach Jeremy Muir to bring in the more experienced option in Carson. Brunt. Johnson there to defend. That's a good start to this kill for the Ducks. 75 seconds remain with the extra for the Sirens as Newmark looks to build from the back. McConey scored Sydney's first goal. Drop pass was good. Arps back to Newmark. Can fire from range if she likes. Blocked on the way through. Arps. Badawi in the slot. Her body got in the way. Edney leaves it for Newmark. Arps flashing through. Couldn't get a shot away. Newmark again. Sets up Edney. That closed down quickly. The Ducks were wise to what they were trying to do. Newmark. But Carson did well to clog up the gap. .29 seconds left on the power play for the Sirens. They scored 2 power play goals yesterday. Kenyon lays it off. Edney, slapper from range. Not this time. Nicely done by Cashin to get it out of the zone. That'll kill some more valuable seconds. Pekini. 7 seconds left in the power play for Sydney. Edney. And we're back to full strength. No harm done on the power play for the Ducks. Jackwitz had her Herring for company. Pass it straight to Edney though, who can't get that one to go. Carson making a couple of good saves after being brought in for Eleanor Watson, who started in net. Kept in the zone by the Ducks. Parrington was instrumental in their efforts yesterday. Can't make anything happen there. Schmitz. Here comes Parrington. Has a passing option in Newman, but they just didn't quite time it up properly. .14.5 seconds left. Shots on goal, 31-15 in favour of the Sirens. They lead it 4-1. Plenty of time for either side to score for the second intermission. Parrington hoping it'll be her team. Takes it over the blue line. Going up against 3 Sirens single-handedly. Then got some help, but it was too late as Sydney comes away with it. Caruso. And that'll be all she wrote for the second period in this final exhibition series match between the Sirens and the Ducks. Sydney leading 4-1. The Ducks did score the first goal of the game thanks to Ebony Rammer in the opening period, but since then, all Sirens. Badawi has 2 goals. Herring and McConey, the others for Sydney. We'll go to a break now here at the O'Brien Icehouse with 1 period left in this one. in Melbourne, where it's the Sydney Sirens leading the Melbourne Ducks 4-1 in this, the final exhibition series game of season 2024-2025 for the Ducks. Of course, the Sirens not making it to the postseason this year, so they are playing the exhibition series against the Ducks. We've got one period left in this one, and then we start to get to the real stuff, the third place game between the Adelaide Rush and the Perth Inferno coming up after this. That one's getting underway at 1 p.m. Melbourne time, I believe. And then it's the big one, the grand final between Brisbane and the Melbourne Ice. How about those upsets yesterday? Still can't quite process those results from yesterday, but it is going to be the Brisbane Lightning and the Melbourne Ice doing battle for the Joan McKowen Trophy at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. But we still got a period to go here in the exhibition game. The Ducks scored the first goal of the game. That was thanks to Ebony Rammer. But in that second period, it was all Sydney. Kath McConey with the first goal. Badawi contributed a couple. And then Adriana Herring contributed one of her own. We'll see if the Ducks have anything left in their final period before they get ready to go on a big recruiting drive and get ready for their official introduction into the A-Dub. Quick shot came. Sydney dominating the territory early, as they did for pretty much all that second period. Arps is a long way up. Brunt. Taken away for the Ducks by Cameron, who's battled hard in defence. Ducks sticking with Janelle Carson in goal after making that change halfway through the period. Watson out and Carson in. Here's Parrington. Scored one of the Ducks' 3 goals yesterday. Forced to stop and prop. Ryland arrives from a long run up, but only as far as Brunt. She's got a bit of a runway here if she wants it. Decides to try and go for the pass option instead to Arps. But not quite as well executed as she would have liked, and that'll be icing. Ella Lakari still in goal for the Sirens. No changes made there. She's had herself a very good season and having herself a good game as well. Sydney take the initial possession from the draw, but it's going to be all Ducks to recover. Ryland. Confronted by Badawi. The Sydney forecheck's been a real feature today. The Ducks have really struggled to get it out of their defensive zone. Over the blue line go the Ducks, but it's taken immediately, and they might get caught on the change here, although Newmark was forced to slow things down. Borg heavily hit as she released what I think was a shot. Carson forced to make another save. And we'll have a Duck player heading to the box. Looks like it's going to be Meisner. Joanna Meisner, just 16 years old, 2 points for the season, coming from 2 assists. This will be her 7th and 8th minute in the penalty box. So it's another power play for the Sirens. As I mentioned, they've excelled on the power play this season. Best conversion percentage in the league at just over 26. Brunt. McConey tried to turn and shoot, but Carson was wise to it. Edney at the point, setting up for the shot, hits the top of the frame. That was a rocket. Newmark Edney can have another go if she likes. This time goes with the pass, and it's a brilliant pass, but they couldn't quite finish, the Sirens. And the Ducks get out of immediate danger. Edney back once again to recover. Had Jackwitz trying to chase her down. McKowen looking for the angle, finds the angle. Can't get the shot to go, took a deflection on the way through. This is where Edney's dangerous when she gets on her left. This time feeds the pass to Newmark, who's going to try and angle it through, but it was straight at Carson. 50 seconds remain in the power play. And that pressure is right on the Ducks. Into the slot, Badawi, somehow Carson kept it out. Under waves and waves of shots on goal from the Sirens. Carson standing up, still 25 seconds to go. And they can't get it out of their zone. Sizzling pass from Edney. Too strong for her teammates even. And the Ducks finally able to clear the zone. And get a couple of changes in as well. But Sydney coming right back. But Dowry looking for a hat-trick. Too high. We're back to full strength and not a moment too soon for the Ducks. Sydney really putting the foot down. Arps. Lost control. Here's Parrington over the blue line. Just one defender to beat, but she couldn't get around Roberts. Used her body to perfection. But the Ducks have it in their zone. That might prove to be short-lived. Badawi getting back. And preventing that pass from where it needed to go. Kept alive by the Ducks. Lakari had to dive to her left, but the shot was off target. Coming from Mendham. And Arps is going to set things up. Roberts looking for Horvath. Gallagher did well. Now Parrington forced to retreat, but they've got a couple of numbers on that outer side. Coming unstuck, the Sirens just relentless in their pressure. Now a chance here for Rama. Scored the first goal of the game, and the Ducks' only goal so far of the game. Arps takes it away from her. Back into the zone from the Ducks. Heavy collision. Everyone back to their feet. Herring. Losing his stick though was Johnson as the shot's blocked from Edney. Newmark looking for the wraparound. Goes a pass instead. Ball couldn't control it. Edney back to Newmark. Those two combined so well. Newmark, rather ambitious shot. Herring. Gets through the bodies. McKowen. Dowell. Forces Carson to make the save. Herring. Just blocked on the way through and Carson able to sit on it. $14 to go, and it's starting to get to the point where the Ducks need to get a goal, and they need to get a goal pretty soon if they're going to have a chance to come back and win this thing. That was Georgia Carson. Newmark. Able to get the shot on goal in the end, but Janelle Carson able to trap it. That shot's on goal count now 40 to 17 in favour of the Sirens. It was even in period number one, but since then it really has been a Sirens barrage for Eleanor Watson and then Janelle Carson to deal with. Here's Cameron. Taken away by Jackwitz. Although Brunt right there with her. Forces the turnover, does Brunt. Can't find a target. And Cashin probably waited a little bit longer than maybe she should have to release the puck. back into the defensive zone for the Ducks. Cameron looking to generate some forward momentum. Carson leaves it for Cameron again. Cashin gets it over the blue line. Caruso will be first to it. Cuts back inside a little bit dangerously, but willing to take them on. In what is ultimately an exhibition game, Jackwitz leaves it for Cameron. Just under 13 to go. Wraparound chance here for the Sirens, but Carson did well to block the gap in the nick of time. Edney, what can she create? You know she's looking for something. Back to the point for Schmitz. Skims the top of the post. Edney looking for another passing option. She and her opponent both went to ground, no whistle. And now it's a chance here for Wilkinson. Feeds Cashin. Has to go and get it. Under heavy pressure from Kenyon. Also arriving on the scene was Arps. Big collision up against the boards. Wilkinson's going to try and keep this alive for Melbourne, but beaten to it by Kenyon. Now it's centre ice Gallagher. Edney, clever pass. Pekini just missed Horvath. Ryland couldn't quite get it all the way towards goal, and now Arps has got a head of steam through centre ice, over the blue line. Horvath got no way. Arps still going. Nice little move inboard. But the shot was easy pickings for Janelle Carson. We'll get some of Janelle Carson's stats up for you. 886 save percentage on the season. That would be fourth in the competition if the exhibition stats counted in terms of the regular season stats. 4.67 GAA is a little bit of a less impressive number, but the Ducks have had to deal with a lot of shots on goal against them over the course of the season. Jay Davis-Tope, their other goalkeeper, going at a 913 save percentage, which would be equal first in the league alongside Imogen Perry. So they've got a strong goalkeeping duo to build off of the Ducks. Newmark across the face. And maybe on transition here they can get something going, the Ducks. Newman wanted to cut back in board. That's way too high and out of play. Approaching the halfway mark of this final period. Sydney have been in control really since the start of the second period. If you just joined us, Ebony Rammer scored the first goal of the game to give the Ducks the lead. That was in the first period. But the Ducks piled on four in, I should say the Sirens piled on four in the second period to take their commanding lead. It's been a stalemate so far in the third. Possession with the Ducks. Yates goes backwards for Cameron. Ramar looking for Parrington, but missed her. And this spells danger. Caruso didn't quite get the angle on the shot. Roberts, Newmark. Parrington. Held on to it for a little bit too long, I think is the call. And that's going to be the Ducks captain heading to the box. See a good crowd starting to build at the O'Brien Icehouse. We're counting down towards a third place game, which will drop at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And then, of course, the main event, the grand final at 4 p.m. local time. It'll be the Melbourne Ice and the Brisbane Lightning. So it's another power play opportunity for the Sirens. Here is Edney. She does her best work on the power play. Wraps it around for Brunt. Gets around Cameron. Back for Edney. Herring's at the point. Badawi, almost a tap in. They set up so well on these power plays, the Sirens. It's been a real feature of their season, even despite their win-loss record not being where they wanted it to be. Edney. Herring. He's going to try it, but straight at Carson. They haven't allowed a goal, the Ducks, since Carson came into the game, replacing Eleanor Watson. Who got off to a torrid start, was saving everything, but that second period, she was beaten on 4 occasions. Badawi. Johnson. 2 Sirens right with her. The Sydney pressure relentless, but able to get out of it are the Ducks through Johnson. Now Crawley, but Arps arrives on the scene before Crawley can get there, and now it's Arps going for a bit of a skate. Badawi taken away by Carson. 18 seconds left in this power play for the Sirens. Edney looking to try and do it herself, is she? Takes it all the way to the goal line. Still has it, Edney. She'll come off as we're back to full strength. Nice kill for the Ducks. Newmark. That'll give them some confidence heading into the off-season. Melbourne able to be successful on the kill so far today. Here's Parrington, who was in the box a moment ago. Yates couldn't quite control it, and as a result, we get icing. Seven and a half left in the season for both the Sydney Sirens and the Melbourne Ducks. We know the Ducks will be joining the A-Dub officially from next season, which will get underway in earnest in November. And it'll be a real opportunity over the off-season for the Ducks to continue building their roster as we get a stoppage in play. The cage to the left of screen is getting the attention of the refs. So just to review, Ebony Rammer, the first goal of the day for the Ducks. But then in the second period, Kath McConey scored first for the Sirens. Badawi scored off a deflection on an Adriana Herring shot. Then Herring managed to score a goal of her own later on in the period, followed by another goal from Badawi to make it 4-1. That shots on goal count, 45-18, a big disparity in favour of the Sirens, but that was a much more even count in the first period. Head coaches Jeremy Muir and Jaden Ryan just talking some things over with their teams. Very much in the home stretch of the season now for both sides, as we have staff running to try and fix this goal. Don't envy that poor woman. Wouldn't want to be stepping on the ice myself. Lucy Parrington has been one of the leading scorers for the Ducks over the course of their exhibition series. She's got the 4 points on the season, made up of 2 goals, 2 assists. Brittany Mendham, 4 points with 3 goals and 1 assist. Vicky Prochik, not playing in today's game, has got the 2 goals and 2 assists for 4 points as well. Hope Newman, 3 total points. Bronwyn Cashin, 2 total points. So too Joanna Meisner. And Alita Jackwitz and Briar Johnson, each with 1 point. Justine Krulax contributed a point when she's been able to play. She's also spent a bit of time in Germany playing over there. So she's been in and out of the lineup at different times. From the Sirens' perspective, it's been all about Sarah Edney this season. No surprises there. The former Harvard player has also played in Buffalo in the US. Just on Edney's numbers, 28 points for the season, 20 goals, 8 assists, and stunningly 0 penalty minutes. She's legitimately played flawless hockey over the course of this season. Stephanie Newmark's been right amongst the points as well. 17 for the season, 13 assists and 4 goals. She is so lethal in the offensive zone, is Stephanie Newmark. So good at finding Edney to finish off goals. It's something that those two do really well. Having some maintenance done to the ice here at the O'Brien Icehouse. If you just joined us, 7.5 minutes to go in the final period. The Sirens lead the Ducks 4 goals to 1. This, of course, the final game of the Ducks exhibition series for the year. They started their series all the way back on November 9 and 10. Against the Lightning. They lost both those games to Brisbane 4-2 and 5-2. Then it was a big break, more than 2 months off, before playing once again on the 18th and 19th of January against the Melbourne Ice. They went down 6-1 and 5-2 in those games. Those games played at Ice HQ, which is likely going to be the break, which is going to be the home of the Ducks. But while all this is going on, we will go to a break. I'm glad to have your company. We will be back soon with the final 7.5 minutes.
We can do better than this, right? Wouldn't you rather be at Archie Brothers, sipping on a cocktail, while owning your friends on the Dodgems? Or drinking one of these, winning one of those, or those, and coming in first? Ugh. How about eating this, zapping that, and dancing the night away? Join us at Archie Brothers for the fun we'd all rather be having.
Be entertained at the District Docklands.
With over 30 food and dining options, 15 entertainment choices, and international brand shopping, there's enough to keep you entertained for hours.
Explore the outdoor undercover precinct and experience everything the district has to offer.
Like carving up the ice at O'Brien Icehouse, arcade fun at Archie Brothers, or catch a movie at the state-of-the-art Hoyt Cinemas.
Eat, play, stay, shop at the district. Find out more at thedistrictdocklands.com.au.
Nestled in Docklands, O'Brien Icehouse is the coolest destination to show off your moves. Families, friends and groups of all ages can enjoy the perfect day out with our public skating sessions running daily. We'll see you on the ice. O'Brien Icehouse.
Welcome back to the O'Brien Icehouse. We have things sorted with the rink. And we will play out the final 7.5 minutes of this contest. Possession with the Ducks initially, but the Sirens take it back over. Now here's a chance for Rammer. Melbourne's only goal scorer in this game. Bakari able to sit on top of that. See what Rammer was trying to do, just had a little bit too much on it. Glad to have your company wherever you may be watching around Australia or indeed the world. It's A-Dub Finals weekend. An absolute festival of hockey in Melbourne. High shot deflected off the stick of Newmark. Here's Newmark again, looking inboard. Might get an opportunity to shoot. Hit the stick on the way through and missed wide. Chance now for Cameron. Forced backwards by the Sydney forecheck. Eventually got some support from Rammer. Bikini, though, looking to send it straight back from whence it came. Carson. Bikini. Lost it. Now Cameron had nothing to pass to. But Newman's done well here to force the turnover. Meisner wanted to line it up. Couldn't quite get any force behind it. Back into the middle. That time it was Gallagher with the shot, but didn't end up getting to its intended target. Kenyon. Edney. Playing hard right to the end, the Sydney captain. Newman almost lost her footing. Bikini elevates. Carson doesn't have to go to work there. Meisner. Long range pass is a good one. Up against the boards for Mendham. Now Newman. Promising build-up for the Ducks comes to an end, although a couple of nervy moments in defence for the Sirens as the puck goes flying into the bench. .5:17 now to go. Can the Ducks put one or two goals on the board to give themselves some confidence coming out of this game? They started so well. Second period dominated by Sydney, and this third period, the territory largely dominated by the Sirens, but the Ducks, at the very least, have not conceded a goal thus far. Johnson has Cashin in support, wants to go at her own for the moment. Almost angled that into a dangerous spot. Stringer fighting to keep it in the offensive zone. Dowell shoots it out of the area. Johnson tried to use the boards to her advantage, but wise to it was the Sydney defence. Herring. Now Schmitz. Pass terrific. Badawi, little fumble. Johnson right there with her. Won't be called for the penalty despite Badawi's protests. Here is Brien Johnson. Takes it out of the zone, but it's straight back in. Jackwitz under pressure. Forced backwards. Stringer needs to be good here and was. Wilkinson left it behind. Right up against the board. Spills free to McKowen. Chance for a shot for the veteran. Carson got down low to make the save. Newmark. Dow now. Newmark behind the goal. Looking for the wraparound. Straight though into Carson's lap. .47-20 shots on goal in favour of the Sirens. Looking to get back into the slot, but Georgia Carson in the right spot at the right time. Trying to set up Newman. Here's Roberts. Couple of dangerous moments here for the Sirens. Parrington had it tapped away. Kokini with Yates right on her back. Haven't seen the Sirens under pressure too many times since the opening period, and they get out of danger here. Edney has the pass option, but Horvath can't control it. Back to Edney. Chance for Roberts. Doesn't get a chance to score too many. In fact, it was Caruso. Rammer out of the area. Parrington. Taken to ground. As Caruso wraps it around. Crowd building nicely in anticipation of the third place game between Perth and Adelaide, and also the Grand Salami, the grand final between both the Melbourne Ice and the Brisbane Lightning. Expect this place to be absolutely rocking at 4 p.m. as the Melbourne Ice fans will make their way in, no doubt. Plenty of people have travelled down from Brisbane as well to be a part of it. That's what's coming up for you on AWIHL.tv, powered by Sportscast Australia. Another shot fired by the Ducks. Lakari determined not to let another one in. Ryland. Meisner lost the handle of it. Brunt. Dowie couldn't get it out of the zone. Now the Sirens can. Schmitz. Badawi. Ryland got in the way. Opens up the door here for Meisner potentially. Forced out wide. Now back inboard. Couldn't force Lucari to make a save there. Johnson. In the final 60 seconds of the season for these two teams, the Ducks pushing for one final goal. The Sirens with a 4-1 lead. It's been that way since about the halfway mark of the second period. This is Mendham. Her path to goal blocked by McKowen. Dishes it off. Newmark, brilliant move. Can she finish? Carson prevents what would have been a terrific goal. .4 seconds remain. Shot comes from Dow. Partially blocked. Now Jackwitz. Under 10 seconds to go. Anyone generate one final shot at goal? They're going to try here, the Ducks, but that'll be it. And the Melbourne Ducks exhibition series draws to a close with a 4-1 defeat at the hands of the Sydney Sirens. Some encouraging signs for the Ducks throughout. They did score the first goal of the game, courtesy of Ebony Rama, but after that, it was all Ducks. 4 goals in the second period, 2 to Anna Badawi, 1 to Kath McKowen, and 1 to Adriana Herring. The shots on goal total ends up at 48-21. Sydney controlling that comfortably. They controlled the territory for most of the day as well. Ella Lucari had a terrific game in goal. But that does it for us here from the O'Brien Icehouse. Sydney Sirens defeat the Melbourne Ducks 4-1. Make sure you stay tuned for the third place game and also the grand final coming up later today from this very same venue. You can catch all the action on AWIHL.tv, powered by Sportscast. Make sure you watch all the action on our YouTube channel if you can't get here. But from all the hard-working crew behind the scenes here at Sportscast Australia, this is Michael Pepicelli signing off from the O'Brien Icehouse, where it was the Sirens defeating the Ducks 4-1.
This broadcast is powered by Sportscast Australia.